We'll call it a case of Mother Nature trying just to get everything out of her system before we celebrate all of you wonderful four-state mothers coming up this weekend. 60 degrees right now over 7th and Rangeline. I want to point out an interesting little tidbit here on the Daily Almanac. Talking to my good friend Bill Vickery, who asked me this morning, he said, you know, I become a prisoner of the weather moment. It just seems like we've been inundated with rain. So actually, I looked up our annual total from last year. We're only 1 inch above where we were at this point in time compared to 2021. Now, granted, we packed in a grand total of 7 inches in the last, 6 days alone. But with that being said, got to remember, last year was very, very wet as well. Look at national watches and warnings. Let's focus in on what we've got right here in the 4 states and shift off to the east. Southeast Kansas is now where we're finding the majority of our flood warnings. Remember, in order of operations from most severe to least severe, you go warning, watch, advisory. And so while the warnings were really shifted toward southwest Missouri yesterday, now it's southeast Kansas in the flood warning. Hopefully we can downgrade that from either a warning to a watch or even an advisory like what we have over in southwest Missouri. That's that lighter green right there. That's the flood advisory. Do want to go back though as we talk about our rivers. Tanya was talking about the campgrounds being closed down in McDonald County, Elk River, swollen, all of our rivers pretty much over their banks right now. And you'll notice those last all the way until Saturday. And so if you have any weekend plans, and pick a river, any river here in the 4 states, and pretty much that's where you even see those lime green swaths that run through there. And those really aren't going to get down below flood warning stage probably until Monday. In all probability, the next time we'll be able to cancel it. In the last 12 hours alone, we talked about the Spring River overflowing. Well, look at this, right in between Joplin and Carthage where the spring runs. And like I said, that's just since midnight pretty much. An additional 1.5 to 2 inches of rain dominating portions of southwest Missouri. Did find it interesting though, that while this has accumulated the most in the last 12 hours, it's the warning that we're seeing throughout southeast Kansas, where really it was just kind of trace amounts throughout the late night hours and early morning. Here's a look at our cloud cover. Now the key factor is, remember, past couple of days, everything was generating out to our west, down to our south. So the fact that it remains barren and dry is a good thing, as everything will continue to shift with the jet stream to the east side of the Mississippi. Looking at severe weather threat down throughout portions of the Carolinas and Georgia today. This one right here, that's just going to be thunderstorm activity. They kind of find their middle right there. We see where it begins to warm up. That's exactly, we know that all too well. Speaking of warming up, while we've got this little cool bubble around us right now, almost like an L shape, if you will, eventually we're going to get some of that southwestern warmth to head our way just in time for what will be a gorgeous weekend. 59 in Pittsburgh, 64 in Chanute, 54 in Monette. So wide discrepancy right there, 10 degrees from west to east. Let's roll 59 in Miami as well. For our afternoon planner, we're going to peak a little sunshine here before it's all said and done. Overnight, skies are going to clear out. Speaking of overnight, let's talk. If you got Friday night plans, you are in luck. Yeah, every now and then you're going to see a little sprinkle or two. That's about the extent of it. But temperatures, if you're out for date night, going to be perfect. Remember, nothing good happens after 2 a.m. So then it's time to head in, get ready for a wonderful weekend. Saturday morning, great dog walking weather right there. About 60 degrees, can't beat it. It's going to be too wet to get any yard work done anyway. And then as we get into Saturday afternoon, let the warm up begin. We'll throw some 80s up on Saturday. And then as you make mom breakfast in bed, it is going to be a delightful, if not a little bit humid on Sunday. All that rain stays up to our northwest, but our temperatures creep up into the mid to high 80s for Mother's Day. Factor that in with all that moisture starting to evaporate. I think we're going to feel it by the time we get to Sunday afternoon and evening.
There you go. Well, definitely going to have to do some drying out. We need it. Yeah.
But look, if Mother Nature is going to feed us 7 days of sunshine.
I know. We needed it.
We're at her mercy. We always have to remember that. We are at her mercy. And that's why I say happy Mother's Day to all you mothers.
My only thing that I'm bummed about is we're skipping the 70s. I asked for 5 days in a row of 70s.
Have you said happy Mother's Day to Mother Nature?
Happy birthday, Mother Nature.
There you go.
I'll do it on Sunday. And maybe she'll change
her tone
and drop the temperature just a hair. All right. Thanks, Michael.